Hello, hello, hello. I'm just checking in for a quick little minute because you guys know, like, I'm constantly in my head, right? I'm a very introspective type of person. And these days, when things come up, because a sister is 53, okay? But when things come up in my head, I have to share them right then and there. Otherwise, I may lose them or the fire will go away. The fire, that inspired the thought when I thought it won't be the same tomorrow. So, you guys, forgive me. I took my hair down yesterday. I conditioned it. I, lightened it. It is so broken off, you guys. It's so damaged, but that's one of the things that the lightener always does. So now I am sitting here. I almost shaved my head. Like, the point of me taking down my braids, I was actually going to shave my head. And then yesterday, I went to this little cafe, and the server, he was so sweet. He came over to me and he was like, "I love your hair." One thing about the Balinese people, they all compliment me on my hair. I don't know if it's something different that they don't see often or what, but he was like, "I love your hair." He was like, "This makes you a high value woman." And I'm like, "What? Say what?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "When you walk through the door, it's like, I'm here." And I was like, "You know what, baby? Thank you for noticing. I really do appreciate that." And it inspired me to braid my shit back up. I was like, we can go one more round. I got 2 bags of hair left. We can go one more round before I have to re-up on some hair if I choose to do that. Maybe next time I'll shave my hair off. That's neither here nor there, you guys. I just wanted to pop in here and I wanted to encourage, especially those of you who are in the seasoned era of your life. Like I said, I'm 53 and you're bored. You are underwhelmed. You are stressed out. You looking tired. You do not have any kind of zest or fulfillment in your life, whether you're single or in a relationship. I want to encourage you to reinvent yourself. It is okay to add commas and commas and commas to your life. You don't have to put a period. Yes, we are getting older, but we're a different type of seasoned people. My grandmother at 53, you would not catch her in a bikini. She would be in a house dress. She'd be walking around. She sipped on her Coors Light every weekend. She did. She got lit every weekend, but she hid and drank. So her kids didn't know. The only way we knew is when she would get drunk. And I love when she got drunk because she was a fool. She cut a fool, honey. She cut that music on. She'd get to dancing in the middle of the living room and writing her name with her leg. That's how she danced. So every time I channel my grandmother, I channel her when I am dancing and writing my name because it brings me back to Bertha May, my grandmother, right? But again, I digress. We are a different type of grandmama. We are. Some of y'all, maybe you're not wearing bikinis. Maybe you're not living in Bali, Indonesia. Maybe you're not doing all of that, but you would like to tap into a different, more exciting energy within yourself. You don't have to sit around and wait for the end as you are going there, because we all going there. We all going to the end, okay? But as you are going there, you can create excitement in your life. Besides, you have been through so much. You know so much. You know enough. You know enough about yourself that you should be confident enough to be who the hell you were created to be. You don't have to prove nothing to nobody, but at the end of the day, you have to find your zest, your bliss, and your happiness for you. So I wanted to encourage you. Get out there and do what you love. Take chances. Roll the dice on yourself. So what if it doesn't pan out the way you thought it would? So what if you lose? So what? You have lived. But if you sit on the sidelines, if you do nothing, if you are in the woe is me mood, if you're in the woe is me mindset, if you're in the scarcity mindset, I'm too fearful to do this, I'm too fearful to spend money, I don't have enough money, then your life is just, first of all, if you're not living, by default, you are dying. I say that often. If you are not living, then you are dying. You got to start living. You got to start doing the things that you love. You know, I really didn't truly start living. I was surviving. Because I've always been a single mother taking care of my 2 sons by myself. I didn't have no help. I worked my butt off. I didn't have no support from my family. That's another story for another day. I worked 2 and 3 jobs and I had 2 sons. And I tried to keep them in as many activities as possible. I was busy on the go. I sacrificed a lot of what I loved. I sacrificed so much of my time investing in my sons and just trying to make ends meet. I'm not complaining. I'm stating the facts. So when my youngest son graduated high school, when he came and told me, Mama, I'm moving out, I want to live with my friends on his graduation day, I was literally lost. I had no idea who I was because I had always been a single mother. I had no idea of what my next move was. How do I define myself now? When I wake up and nobody's in this house but me, how do I define me? What is it that I want? So because I've raised my sons, because I've worked hard 2 and 3 jobs at a time, because I put up with the boss telling me when I could go on vacation, if I could go on vacation, because I put up with the guilt. Oh, I got to call in because my son is sick. And not guilty, not guilty because my son is sick. I was feeling guilty because now I'm missing out on that money. I got bills to pay and I'm paying these bills by myself. See, all that puts you in a different type of survival mode. You're not living. You're going through the motions. You are trying to survive. You are on high alert. I'm at work every day and I'm waiting for, praying that the phone don't ring, that one of my kids ain't done something to get kicked out of school again. That one of my sons haven't hurt themselves on the way home again. I'm always on high alert, and that is how you operate when you are a parent and you have somebody else's life in your hands, and we neglect our own lives. We neglect our own desires. We neglect our own dreams because we are focused on going through the motions and being in survival mode. So it wasn't until my youngest son graduated and moved out of my house, I was 47 years old, that I sat and I thought, oh my God, I need to create a life for myself because I haven't had one. And when I moved to Atlanta, Georgia, and I started seeing new things and new people and new energy and new environment and trees and birds and shit that I hadn't seen, I wasn't even used to, didn't know nothing about, I opened up a whole new awareness of myself. That, my friends, is when I started to live. that is when I started to get curious about life. That is when I started to check off the boxes of my bucket list. I started to travel. I started to buy myself things, going to seminars, listening to people that inspired me, listening to people that could help me, investing in buying courses, hiring coaches, because I didn't want to be that same lame woman who had always just been worried about paying bills. How am I going to pay the bills? See, when you in survival mode, you can't think outside of that. You can't think like an entrepreneur. You can't think like somebody who's winning. You can't think like somebody who is innovative. You can't think like somebody who is dreaming, because you are too busy trying to survive. I encourage those of you who have been stuck in survival mode. You tired. You stressed out. I hate this life. You worried. Start worrying about yourself. The sooner you start worrying about you, the sooner things will change. Because once you start worrying about you, then you get to check off the list, what do I want? Ask yourself that question. Ask yourself that question. What do I want? Who am I? Who am I without the title of mother, without the title of sister, without the title of daughter? Who am I? And who do I want to be? Those are the questions I encourage you to ask yourself. What do I want? Who am I? And who do I want to be? Last but not least, excuse me. You drink. Let me sip my tea. I'm sipping on my tea. Sipping on my little tea. Last but not least, what do I need to do to become who I want to be? What do I need to do? See, when you ask yourself the right questions, you begin to get the answers. The universe answers you. But you have to be willing and open to act on those answers. And I was. Y'all got to forgive me. I'm sorry. I was willing. So when I started to ask, who am I wasn't a single mother anymore. My kids were grown. They had moved out. I was a single woman. And I wasn't an old woman. I wasn't a matronly woman. I wasn't sitting back, and I wasn't going to sit back and let life pass me by and deal cards to me and I played them arbitrarily. No, I was going to create the hand for myself by playing the hand that I was dealt, but creating a strategy. Okay, I know how to be a hard worker. I know how to worry. I know how to go without, but I've never rolled the dice on myself to do anything outside of what I know. So let me hire some people to show me some things that I don't know. Let me start doing things that I've never done before. Let me travel. The first place I traveled off my bucket list was Dubai. I always thought, Dubai? I'll never be able to afford Dubai. Rich people live there, rich people travel there. I went to Dubai. I went to Costa Rica. I went to Cuba. I went to the Bahamas. You know what I'm saying? I went to listen to Tony Robbins and Les Brown live in Atlanta. And these were things that got me remembering who the fuck I am. And once you remember who you are, you move different. You move different. I'm not worried anymore. I am living my life on my terms. I encourage you. I ain't gonna keep y'all, because because I got to finish my hair. It is probably going to take me until late tomorrow to finish. But I want to encourage you, start reinventing yourself. Now that I have abandoned the fear, now that I have abandoned the complacency, now it's like, okay, I got to ask those questions again. It's time to reinvent again. You got to always, never let a period be in your life where a comma should be. You got to always be updating your bio. Who are you? Who am I? I'm somebody different. That was what, 6 years ago when I was 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 6 years ago when I made my first move of courageousness and moved to Atlanta, Georgia. I'm in Bali, Indonesia. Now, what do you want for yourself? Girl, who are you today? I'm looking in the mirror. Who are you today? Okay, you know who you are. All right, who do you want to be, sis? Okay, you know who you want to be? Okay, gotcha. Now, what do you need to do to become her? I'm working on that. But see, I know the questions to ask because I done been down this road. I done did this. But I just want to encourage y'all. Do something different so that you have a different awareness of who you really are. That you tap into that and you start living your life. Stop sitting around waiting to die and get out there and live. But in the meantime and in between time, until the next time y'all see me, I'm gonna be cute. You be fit, be fierce, be fabulous. Healthy is the new sexy. Bye, y'all.